Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right, call this meeting to order. It's about 9:05. This beautiful February morning. Let's see, regular meeting, Liberty County Commissioners Court. Let the record show that all the commissioners are present today, and we do have business for the court. So if you would, please, let's all rise. Lee, if you lead us in our pledges.
Yes, sir.
And Gerald, if you lead us in invocation today.
Please face the American flag. I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please face the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day. We thank you for the weather that we're enjoying now after the cold that we had suffered through in the last month. Lord, we thank you for the folks who are gathered here today. And Lord, we ask that you find pleasing all the decisions that will be made in this courtroom today. In your most precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All righty. Okay, looking at notices and proclamations. Dee Dee, I don't think we had anybody come in needing any proclamations jumping out at us. Okay.
Can I make one notice?
Yeah, you can.
We start voting next Tuesday.
Early voting starts next Tuesday. And you give us some locations for early voting again, please.
Dayton Community Center, Cleveland Civic Center, Hardin City Hall, Santa Fe Admin Building, and Jack Hartel.
So there's five.
Five, yes.
Five.
And they all have curbside. The first week's hours are 9 to 6. Saturday is 7 to 7. Sundays is 1 to 7. And then the last week is 7 to 7 until Friday the 27th. And then we will stop early voting, and the election day is May 3rd. I'm sorry. I've been working on the May election. March 3rd from 7 to 7. And we have 20 locations open on that Tuesday, March 3rd
Okay. And those are
on the website.
easily to see on the website, county clerk's office. Okay. So everybody knows that there is that website, and it really is helpful. A lot of things on there. Yeah.
We get good grades from the women voters group,
Yeah.
so we must be doing something right.
You are. Okay. Public comment. Dee Dee, I didn't get anybody walk in this morning and said they need to talk about anything. So, okay. Number 6, declare conflicts of interest. Anyone have anything they need to step up and say they got to declare they have a conflict? Hearing none, we'll move on. We have the consent agenda. I hope y'all all had the opportunity to look over this. And there's one, there's payroll change that,
Lisa Twardowski and payroll found a difference on Charles Scott and Bridge 2.
Yeah.
Difference of $30 in their calculation from his grant and grant.
Okay.
Which one is it?
So it should be $31.99 instead of
$32.29. Yeah.
the last one.
The last one.
So $31.99.69. Okay. All right.
Have any add-ons?
Dwayne, got any add-ons? Matthew? Any more? Kim? Nothing? Okay.
No add-ons. I'll make a motion. We approve the consent agenda.
With the change.
With change.
With the changes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Motion from Greg,
Second.
second from Bruce. Any further discussion?
I have one thing that
Mhm.
there's a really interesting item, number 7 from the fire marshal. It says that we've gotten the first TCFP recognized agency for the Liberty County Fire Marshal's Office. I thought that might need a little explanation and kind of
Well, Nathan's here. Come on up.
what happened. You want to tell us what this is all about, Nathan?
Well, after I got appointed and the Texas Commission on Fire Protection came down and we did not have any record of there having been an agency in Liberty County prior to last year. So it was set up January 15th through the TCFDS, the Liberty County Fire Marshal's Office assigned an agency ID, and now it's being monitored by that agency.
So there's a thorough vetting process that took place to
Correct.
qualify for this?
And then part of that also was last year I had to go through the steps to become the head of the department, which was done in June when they had their quarterly meeting. I was able to attend that to meet that requirement and got my head of department certification from the state also.
Okay. I know it's been an eventful year for the fire marshal's office, and I just wanted to congratulate you on that recognition.
Thank you, sir.
Good job.
Good job.
Now we're bona fide.
Sure right.
In October, they did come back and do the first surprise audit, and everything was in line, 100% passed, no discrepancies whatsoever.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Good.
All right. So we got a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda with the change noted and with discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Getting on the regular agenda. First one up, report from Liberty County Sheriff on the continuing repairs of the Liberty County Jail. And the warden's here today. Warden, you going to give it, or is Billy going to give it? Chief Knox, okay?
Yes, okay, so the fire restoration on the West Hall, the only things we have, there are 2 doors and a window that need to be repaired. And once those 3 items are done, then the restoration will be completely done on the West Hall on the fire side.
Hallelujah.
The HVAC on the West Hall, it's completely operational. It's up and working. The East End overhaul won't start until we get to the East End. We're trying to finish the West End first. The camera system, they're continually upgrading. They're still putting cameras in. They should be here throughout the rest of this week. The expanded metal, that's all done and complete. So that part it's done. The door locks, as far as Sedaptic, they still have roughly 96 to put on the east end of the hall. So we're moving forward with that. Just an update on the fire alarm for the West Hall. We received a bid yesterday, and we got to go through the make sure that the pricing is correct on it. So we're getting purchasing to get that. And then small items, the light fixtures that were ordered in November, they're scheduled for delivery this week. So we'll get those put in the 4 dorms. Angle iron, we also put around the expanded metal to add just one more feature in the ceilings there. We've still got painting going on, and a shower panels being fabricated and installed. So everything's moving forward.
Are we still sending inmates out, or will we be able to house more of them there?
So even when we get everything up and running, we'll still be sending inmates out. Even because we're only at 285, 281 capacity, depending on how you look at it. So when all this work is still complete, we'll still be sending a few inmates out.
Till we get the population down.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. And all I ask for on this is, thank you, Chief. Appreciate the report. Is for the court to have a motion, a second to accept, and we'll vote on that acceptance.
Make a motion to accept.
I'll second it.
Motion from Bruce, second from Gerald. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor? Likewise, nays. Motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.2 from Sheriff. Consider and approve Liberty County Jail's request to adjust all Liberty County Police Department's billing rate to $86 per day. Due to the increasing expense associated with inmate care, this change will go into effect March 1st of 26. Chief?
Yeah, it was actually passed earlier.
Yeah.
There was a mistake in the agenda item, and it was referred to the Liberty Police Department. So there's just a correcting it to all the agencies.
All the agencies, right?
Yes, sir.
What was the old rate, Billy? You know?
Something.
Okay, so this brings us in line to what we're paying, kind of on an average basis.
Yes.
For our out of community housing. Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion from Bruce, second from David to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor? Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Item number 8.3 from Commissioner Korbowski. Consider and approve the renewal of the road use bond number 104011033 for Joy Resources in Precinct 1.
This is an ongoing project they've been doing for years now.
Now, Joy's out by 1413 off the loop out that way.
No, this is over off 1900.
Okay.
Yeah, back in there. But it's just a renewal.
Make a motion to approve.
All
I'll
right.
second.
Motion from David. Second from Gerald.
But they do have another facility out there also.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor? Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.4 from Mr. Poston over the County Attorney's Office. Consider and approve the agreement, Liberty County and Emergency Services District. It's ESD for everybody that knows the acronym. Number 2 for Fire Protection Services. Matthew, you have anything you want to add to it? Is this pretty straightforward?
Pretty straightforward. This is the same agreement that we proposed in January. They've gotten it signed and returned to us, so. it's
They've
ready for y'all's
approved it.
approval.
They've approved it.
They have. They've signed.
Move to approve.
Okay, that's from
Second.
Greg. Second from Bruce to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.5 for me and Judge Wilburn. It's consider and approve replacing 2 phones in the office at JP Precinct 4. Attached in the packet is a quote from A1 Telecom, the amount of $1,079.99. Okay. No objection there, Matthew, in that.
That's correct.
Okay.
There's no issue.
Okay.
So then that means there's budget money, 26 budget money for this in that JP Technology Fund. Great. Okay.
Make a motion to approve with funds coming out of their technology fund.
Second.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Call for vote. All in favor say aye. Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Item number 8.6 from me is discuss, consider, and approve adoption of a resolution regarding civil rights policies for the Texas Department of Agriculture Community Development Block Grant Program, contract number CDV 230495. And working through the rules, yes, sir. You got.
I was gonna say, I'm here to help with that. I don't, so whatever you want.
Tell you what,
Yes.
you object, Matthew, if he comes up and gives us a
Oh,
little bit
no,
of.
that's fine. Of course.
Yeah, I could get on here and talk about it, but I'd probably be totally wrong. But the other side of it is,
Come on up front here.
come on up here and
Absolutely.
and please let Ms. Chambers know who you are and what you represent.
So my name is Justin Meyer. I'm with Trailer Associates. So we are the grant administration firm that is helping with the county's TDA project. It's a community development block grant project. It's in conjunction with Liberty County Water Control Improvement District number 5. So the project is over kind of the south side of Ames off of like Baker Circle, Redmond Creek area. So we were prepared to help with this project a couple years ago. It wasn't myself, Caitlin with our office. She originally helped with the application. I'm a newer piece of the project. Anyways, with all that being said, the agenda item that we're discussing right now is so anytime the city, county, whomever receives CDBG funding, you have to adopt civil rights resolutions, which have policies that you have to abide by. They're saying, yes, we would like to receive these HUD funds, and we agree that we will follow these rules and procedures. And so that's kind of where we help make sure the county stays in compliance with that.
Okay, Matthew.
I have no problem with the passage of it. My only kind of minor concern here is that the policies themselves, not the resolution passing the policies, but the policies themselves didn't wind up in the packet. So y'all don't have a chance to look at it. I don't know if maybe we can circulate it now, let everybody kind of look at it and then come back to it, or we can table it for a future meeting. I'm sorry, I didn't notice it.
It was a separate attachment, so there was a Word document for the resolution, and then there was a PDF with all the policies.
Right, yeah. It got to us. It just didn't get to the packet for the commissioners to see. That's all.
I do have a copy if the commissioners would like to see that.
Sure.
Absolutely. Yes.
What did you make a trailer?
Trailer and Associates, yes, ma'am.
It is all standard stuff. It is stuff that we really don't have a choice if we want to continue this grant project.
I will agree with that. Yeah.
So you mentioned that this is, that your job is to support the county to make sure that we're compliant, because if you look right above the signature lines, there are quite a few things here that it obligates the county to do. And so I want to know who's responsible to make sure that happens.
Absolutely.
But you're a consultant to the county, but who in the county do you interact with?
So primarily I've been working with PD. So that's how we interact and everything else. As far as the policies themselves, they're standard. Any CDBG funding through the Texas General Land Office or Texas Department of Agriculture, they're all standard policies.
Well, it says that the county, through its commitment to conduct a project-specific analysis and take all appropriate actions necessary to comply with the programs for them. And it lists the three, but
right.
So
we do all of that with the county. So the 8th agenda item is talking about like section 3 work and everything else. And so like even that kind of stuff, we do all that in the background. Essentially, we're here to do all of that for you.
Okay. Do we pay you?
Yes, sir. We're yes. So we are paid. We're out of grant.
Yeah.
So luckily the grant will pay for that. Yes, sir.
The grant pays for it.
Correct. So there's a local match to this, and so Liberty County Wicked number 5 is actually paid for that, and then we are paid for out of us and the engineering firm are paid for out of the grant funds themselves.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if we have a problem, we go see you and deal.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Just make sure we're abiding by the rules.
Oh, yes.
And we do.
When I read
Yeah.
through there and saw that there's a lot of things that I said, oh, Lord, who's responsible? So
Yes.
now we've got the names and the faces.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Yeah, one day I'll sit down and count how many CDBGs we've either executed or completed or have on going at the moment. But,
Yes, sir. And just a little bit more about me, because like I said, I am new to working with the county. Originally, it was Caitlin. I primarily work in Orange County, but I do work with City of Bayside and City of Ames. And so Caitlin had a baby, and it was just not feasible for her to drive back and forth. So then I inherited this project with her. So from here on out, I'll be the boss person.
Good to see you and good to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead and make a motion to approve.
Got a motion from Bruce. Second from Greg to approve. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you. All right. But don't sit down yet. Okay, we got 2 more pieces to this puzzle. Item number 8.7 is discuss take possible action to approve a resolution declaring February 2026 as Fair Housing Month for Liberty County in compliance with the Texas Department of Agriculture Community Development Block Grant Program, contract number CDV 23-02495. It's just another step in the process.
It's just another step in the process. So every time you receive CDBG funding, you have to do at least 2 fair housing activities. Fair housing proclamation is one of the easiest ones to accomplish. So
Right.
Good.
All right. Motion from Greg, second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor? Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. And number 8.8, also presentation by Trailer Associates Incorporated, overview of Texas Community Development Block Grant requirements related to Section 3 of the Housing and Urban Development Act of 1968, grant number CDV 230495. This ought to be good.
Yeah, it's a little bit of information.
Yeah.
So I did send a PowerPoint presentation, but I also made copies for everyone. So essentially, also with CDBG funding, there's what's called labor standards, rules, and requirements. And in that, we have to track Section 3 labor hours, which historically are going to either lower income workers. I have a couple questions. So with that being said, TDA basically has set a rule in place where they want to make sure that everyone is educated on Section 3 hours. So they give us a sample template PowerPoint. We go in and plug in your information, and we just talk about it together in an open room setting. Before you is the presentation. So basically, what we are saying in this is that Liberty County recently received the following grant award, which is contract number CDB 23-0495. The award amount was $499,200, and this is in conjunction with Liberty County Wicked number 5. So this is going to be a drainage project. Now, one thing I will kind of tag it at. Originally, when this project was submitted, it was further down Redmond Creek. So it was, like I said, it was further down Redmond Creek. The Wicked was unable to come up with an agreement with the landowner for acquisition. And so we had to do a performance scope modification and move the project upstream. So basically, the project's going to start right at the backside of Baker Circle subdivision in Ames and go south about 2200 feet. So just kind of a status update on that in conjunction with this. So with that being said, the grant funds are community development block grant funds, which are funneled through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Right.
And so TDA, Texas Department of Agriculture, is the passer of those funds to the county. As conditions of the funding, Liberty County must comply with Section 3 of the Housing and Urban Development Act of 1968. To the greatest extent feasible, grant recipients must direct economic opportunities generated by CDBG funds to low and very low income persons. So essentially, just so everyone is aware, engineering grant administration are usually a higher paid classification where Section 3 workers is not applicable. So usually we meet this accomplishment. So when we go out to bid for construction, we emphasize with those construction contractors that if they are going to hire locally, that to target towards these Section 3 lower income workers to try to bring funds to those lower income workers in the area if they're already. In part, this means ensuring that Section 3 businesses have the information to submit a bid or proposal for the project, and Section 3 workers have information about available job opportunities related to the project. As a company, you may qualify as a Section 3 business if its owner is owned by low-income persons, it is owned by Section 8 assisted housing residents, or 75% of the labor hours for the business in a 3-month period are performed by Section 3 workers. This project is to include the following contracting opportunities for grant administration services, engineering services, and prime contractor for the drainage improvement project. You may qualify as a Section 3 worker if your annual income is below the county's threshold for your family size, you are current or recent youth build participant, and ways to find this information is through the 2 links listed below. The next slide kind of shows where the project location is. So like I said, backside Baker Circle subdivision, and it gives a target area that when we do go out for bid for construction, this is the area that we are going to try to promote the Section 3 work to try to get subcontractors in. The next slide says Liberty County will track all the hours worked on the project based on the 3 categories of workers. These will require collection of certain income information. So as the grant administrator, we have a labor standards officer that will be assigned to the project. So me and his name is John Pistato, we will get with the prime contractor and any subs to collect all payables, to track all the information as it's outlined in this slide.
Good.
So, the next slide is kind of just an informational slide about policies and instruments and where all of this information comes from if you were to have any other questions. all in all, this is a TA requirement. This is a part of our job, inner job descriptions. This is what we're doing for the county, kind of behind the scenes. We do work directly with all the contractors collecting these payrolls. During the procurement process, we have promotional avenues of how we get this information out to the general area. But I don't know if anybody has any specific question about Section 3 labor.
Not really. No. Just glad you're here to
Yeah.
kind of ride herd on it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I do come down to the area. Third week of every month, I do come to Daysetta and Ames. I have monthly meetings with them. I have a lot of projects with them. And then I go on over to Orange County. So if any of the commissioners or judge, if you ever need me to come back to Commissioners Court, I'd be happy to.
Okay. That's kind of age your area, doesn't it, Bruce?
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
And WCID 5, they do a swell job. They really do. They're lawyered up and they're engineered up, and we don't worry about WCID 5 very much. Yeah.
I've also started working with number 1 as well, as far as Wicked number 1 integration too. Yes.
They could use help over there. Yeah.
We did submit a $10 million application for them. We're still waiting to hear if it's funded, but
Well,
big drainage project.
Well, we need to go stand on the corner and tell them, hand them the cash. I guarantee you they need it.
Yes.
They really do. That anything that they can do, the WCIDs really work well.
Make
What's-
a motion to approve.
What are you proving? This is
The-
functionally a take
The
no action, isn't
presentation.
it?
Well, it's acceptance.
Acceptance.
Yeah.
Except the presentation?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's accept the presentation, right, Bruce?
Make a motion to accept the presentation.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, I thought it was a take no action thing. I just wanted to
And I'm
clarify.
pretty sure David just seconded that.
Okay.
I think we've got into the deal. If it's on the agenda, we
Yeah.
vote one way or another.
There you go. All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor? Aye. Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Appreciate you coming today. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, thank you all.
And you're welcome back anytime you have good news or indifferent news. Make sure there's no bad news. All right. All right. Item number 8 and 9 from Commissioner Clark is consider and approve engaging LJA Engineering's scope of work, design specifications, and drawings for County Road Drum Roll 602 loudly project precinct 4. The cost for the engineering work is approximately $45,000. The scope of work is attached in the packet for review. Gerald,
Yeah.
what's behind door number
I
1?
tabled this one the last time because we didn't have a full court, and I just want to make sure everybody knew this is completely on board. We'll be utilizing some special or specific funding to do approximately 5 miles, and these are the engineering costs to identify what we need to do to that stretch of road, lay out the scope, specifications to take it out to bid, and build a quality road that'll last a long time.
I'm presuming this is the Arkema settlement that'll be funding this.
Yes.
I'm just, you said approximately 45. Is it not to exceed 45?
This is just to define what we think the cost may be. I would say at this point, if we want it not to exceed 45, we can include that language and come back to Commissioner's Court if it does. But again, this is just the upfront work before we go out for bids to do this road.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Bruce, second from David.
Fine folks, Dayton's gonna get them a new road.
Well, Gerald, which part are you going to do first? I'm just kind of curious.
Well, we're gonna start on the west side and come east, and the reason is that's the worst section of it.
I just drove it
I mean,
about
there's
3
no,
days ago, and it was
There's no.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have picked, but again, the worst end is on the west end, and
Yeah.
and we'll go as far as we can.
well. I mean, when you jump off of Harris County maintenance and onto Liberty County maintenance, there's
There's a difference.
yeah, there's Well, they're speed bumps, but they're inverted potholes, you know, so. Okay, thank you for looking out for that. All right, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. And the folks of Eastgate, no doubt, will thank you. Item number 810 from Ms. Soliday over in permits and inspections. Good morning, Melinda.
Good morning.
Consider and approve payment of invoice number 12901.00 to Schaumburg and Polk for the Ames sanitary sewer improvements using ARPA funds. Again, I'll say using ARPA funds in the amount of $1,980. Attached in the packet for your review is a copy of the invoice signed by Mayor Domain. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yes, sir, and I see that the mayor did sign this in mid-December. However, I didn't get it right away, and then the holidays, and then our office moved. It should have been done
Yes,
on the
ma'am.
last meeting.
Well, got it as fast as we could. Okay.
Yes.
All right. What say the court?
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion from Greg, second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 811 from Ms. Soliday. Consider and approve Sterling Traditions Parkway Phase 2 and Phase 3 replats. These replats were to change the names that were placed on the original filing due to a conflict of the street names. That's interesting.
Yeah, they had already submitted their plats with street names.
Yep.
And that's the problem I'm having with a lot of them, they're turning their street names in before they even know they're okay. So
Yeah.
that's what happened with this one. So all of this replat is just to change the names. There's no account, there's no engineering, anything different other than just the street names.
Melinda, did we ever get the software to help us, aid us in making sure we don't duplicate street names in the county, since we have so many coming?
I don't have anything. The only other software we had was the one we were doing with Lee, but, no, to answer your question.
So it's just
All I have still is a spreadsheet.
an Excel spreadsheet,
Yes, sir.
and you're, I think we need to look beyond this just a little bit and see what we can do, because there are programs out there that counties utilize. So it sounds like it would take a lot of time every time you get a new plat to
Yes.
make sure there's not a duplication. But if you,
It does, because what I usually do is when I get a plat, I get just a paper copy, so I can physically go out to
Mhm.
see what roads are close by
Okay.
and what's already been used and what we haven't used. And a lot of times I have to call the commissioners, and I called Greg on a couple of them because the main road was on this side of the street, and then it hopped over to the subdivision. It's only one road, and I asked if we could just continue it instead of changing roads from one side of the road to the other.
okay.
Ms. Chambers, what program are you using?
The GIS system is 95% built. We've been adding the plats onto it. However, to make it really lay over, we need shape files, and people have not been submitting shape files to the county. And for us to sit there and write in and tie in all those roads is very cumbersome. And I don't have a huge staff. So what I would recommend is that we ask the developers to submit shape files with their plats, and that would help us get this stuff mapped.
That's an agenda
quite
item
quickly.
later on.
Mhm. But if we change our rules about what they have to submit to include shape files, that will move the project along quite quickly. I think all the overlays are done. It's really, really close. So it's ready to be used. But we do get these maps constantly in my office, and it's a picture, and to make that a 3D graphical thing, we need a little more info. So at some point, I think we need to
I'm
change
sorry,
what
I
we're
misspoke.
requiring from
I
them.
responded to an email right before this meeting regarding these shape files, and you got a copy of that.
Yeah.
Will these shape files help this process?
It'll put the roads in the
It'll
computer
put the
system.
roads in, but then again, I still need to know what I can and can't name them, but the existing roads that we have, that's gonna be fine, but going forward,
Right, when they submitted names.
right, I
Yeah,
need to know that they're not gonna be
Yeah.
duplicated.
I would
Like
just
you said,
recommend that
there
you
are-
start.
There are programs that handle this type of stuff.
Right, exactly.
We need to start looking into that.
Yeah, that's my point, is that this seems too cumbersome looking for duplications off of an Excel spreadsheet. And
It takes a long time.
the dam is about to break.
Yeah,
So-
well, we're doing all these private roads now, which is the same issue.
Okay,
Make a motion to approve.
Thank
I'll
you.
second it.
Motion from Bruce. Second from Gerald.
Tell us what we need to do.
And hopefully these might even keep from having an embarrassing named intersection. Well, I mean, you see it happen.
I know,
Not in Liberty County, by the way.
no, I know a couple you're talking about.
Yeah.
so,
All right. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nay. So the motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen.
So I think I looked at this several months ago. I talked to some folks in Chambers County, and they had a program that they use. And they use it for, so, I mean, that's what Chambers County uses. Again, it's one of those things where we have to buy software and then annual fees and all that sort of thing. But I can't see us continuing with just an Excel spreadsheet.
Can I make a comment though?
Yeah.
Because all the software we buy is fantastic. But you got to have people that can use it, run it, learn it, continually update it. It doesn't do itself. So when we're planning and buying and purchasing these things, then we need to consider the manpower necessary and make sure it's in place. Otherwise, we're just spending money on software that's going to sit there. I know in my office, we make people go out of their way and do extra work to do this stuff, but we need to maybe come up with a plan in the next budget to address the software issues that we have in this county.
In this case, we're talking about an office efficiency that someone is doing that job today. So this looks like an enhancement, not an additional
Yeah.
person.
You still have
For the permit department.
For the permit department.
software's technical, and you have to have technical people to run the software.
We're getting a little far away from the.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying,
I know
though.
exactly what you're saying, and
Okay.
I agree that this is something we need to address. in
Okay.
another-
All right. Let's move on to item number 812. For Mr. Brown over at Tax Assessor Collector's Office, consider approve the following overpay refunds. Got Core Logic, account number 190300 for $34.97.34, and then also Core Logic account number 191630 for $34.61.69. First Liberty Bank, goodness gracious, we got one from them, huh? 1964.58 is the account number, $3,332.01. And then Core Logic again, we had four more. One for $42.95.40, one for $43.17.58, one for $23,003.90, and one for $4,342.34. Brother Rick?
Well, Judge, like we've done occasionally, we'll come in, sprinkle throughout the year. We'll say somebody paid twice.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of our funding comes through third-party vendors that have contracts with mortgage companies and banks for their best interest to make sure they don't slip up and let the taxes become delinquent and it primes their mortgage. So
Right.
We get big checks that have multiple hundreds of thousands of payments electronically sent to us. And then we just merge that file rather than those 1,000 people sending us individual check and we have to manually post it, open it, and all that stuff. So it's really aids our efficiency in getting things collected and posted. But occasionally we're going to get some overpayment, double payment, the individual, because every time we send a fiduciary code on it, it means that someone's paying it on your behalf, but it's also being sent to the taxpayer. So and sometimes they're getting a copy, but they jump the gun and they go ahead and make the payment. And then we get this electronic check from Core Logic and it created a refund. So whoever's payment creates the refund the excess, the overpayment, we actually have to return it to them because we can't keep two payments, obviously. Now, legislation in there, I think they were doing us a favor because right now, for anybody who was entitled to a refund, we would send them a verification saying, yes, we want the refund and we want it paid to us, or we want it paid to the taxpayer. We sign off on it. So we send out a letter. They have to sign it, send it back to us, and then we bring those in as they come in. With the last legislature, they changed that the only ones that have to do an application is if they're under $25, which really makes no sense. You know, why would you create them to have to do an application, but somebody wants 100,000 back, does not need an application? It seems like it's reverse logic, but again, we have to live with those. So all of a sudden we get all these overpays. And of course, now's the time of year where we're going to be getting that because, as you know, everybody's making their 2025 payment, usually in the month of December, January, and we don't have to wait on the application. So basically, once we create the refund, we can bring it to court if it's over $2,500. So that's why we're getting all these at once. And actually, there's 19 more that didn't make the agenda this time, so you're going to see them at the next court.
Okay.
And actually, the spreadsheet that you got showing 8 deals, one of them didn't make the agenda, so that's a 278230 that was to First Liberty Bank. They actually had 2 this month. That'll be on next court. So this list and this list, it's the same except for one account, and this is what was probably included in your packet as well. And again, that's fine. We'll catch it next 2 weeks. Plus, there's probably about 19 more that you're going to see.
Out of how many accounts do you have total that you have to?
155,000 last count.
Yeah.
And
so we've got.
And it grows exponentially every year as stuff gets subdivided. So
Yeah.
you take one account, even just one of these subdivisions, that's one account. Then you build 3,000 houses. You just created 2,909 more accounts. But it's also gone from maybe ag of 10% payments to values several $1 million. So there's perks in there along the way.
And we'll be seeing that along the way because the user groups are changing. So.
And of course, the biggest place we've seen it is over the years, the Colony Ridge development taking a piece of timberland and then converting it into 30,000 lots.
Yep.
That creates a lot of new accounts, and that continues to grow as well. And then you have the accounts that get foreclosed on, and then it creates another owner with the same account. So there's always activity going on, and not just Colony Ridge, but that just comes to mind as being one of the big players just because of development.
No doubt.
As we see the 13,000 lots that's being developed into home sites, I think Mayor Mudd gave that presentation in his state of the city. 13,000 home sites potential that's on the ground that hasn't been converted yet. So growth is coming for sure, as we know. But back to this, that's why it's all this lump sum you're getting all these. Typically, you would have got these scattered throughout the year as they filled their application and all that. So you ask about First Liberty Bank, and those particularly interesting because we had First Liberty make escrow payments,
right,
even though the ownership had changed. And so they realized, why should we pay it? Well, account paid is not going to get unpaid until that person pays it. So we had a little tug of war going between us and the bank, and they finally got their stuff straight, and they're paying it. So we're giving their money back because they got that taxpayer to come in and pay the account. So those are all going as projected. We will, like I said, bring some more up, but I do recommend, since they are over 2,500, and you may ask the $23,000 one, that was on $1 million account. They paid 23,000, and this CoreLogic paid 23. So we can't keep the 23, so we give them that back. But it's not money that we were counting on to get, because all we projected was we were going to get 23, not 46.
Yeah.
So this is not throw off, we've given back money that we were relying on.
Yep. All right.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce. Second from Greg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor? Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you there, Brother Rick. Don't sit down yet. We got
No, sir.
two more for you.
You got
Okay.
3 in a row.
Yes, sir. 813 is consider and approve reimbursement of the counterfeit bill paid to the Liberty County Tax Offices, $100 in the
3 times.
Liberty office and $200 in the Cleveland office.
Right.
And people are getting kind of,
It's that time of year, Judge. You know,
kind of getting witty with it, yeah.
But I think looking back, I had Chrissy pull up actually how much cash we took in this year to the tune of $6.5 million, and we had $300 of funding money. So I'm thinking we lucked out pretty good.
Did pretty good, I think.
And again, going back to a couple of years ago when I addressed the first counterfeit money we had, and I addressed it with the court, do you want me to invest in a lot more expensive bank type equipment to detect counterfeit bills? And it was the opinion of the court and my recommendation as well that since we use the counterfeit pins, we have training, we've had Secret Service come in, give training. But again, when you're dealing with that volume of cash coming in, some of them are pretty creative. And one of these $100 bills, they washed a $10 bill and made a $100 bill out of it.
And the other one's for
This
motion picture use only.
This wasn't amateur hours. This was somebody,
Really knew what they were doing. Yeah.
But I consider us fortunate that we only had 3 of them. And of course, when the bank discovers it, they keep the money. We're short. So that's why we come to the court to say, reimburse us for that $300 because that belongs to the county, that belongs to the school, belongs to whoever we collected it for.
All right.
And I still keep my recommendation that we can get by with just $300. The equipment that we would have to purchase is several times more than that.
Yeah.
And I think we're still ahead of the game on it. So
Okay. All right. What say the court?
Move to approve.
Motion from Greg.
I'll second
Well, y'all don't just jump out there now. I mean, it's funny money.
I'll
Okay.
second it.
All right.
in a month. Yeah. Go ahead.
Second from Gerald. All right. Any further discussion? The bank keeps the money. I guess they turn it back
They
into
turn
the
it into
feds.
the treasury.
Yeah.
To the selected, they've investigated again.
But at least we get a photocopy of it.
We get a picture of it,
Yeah.
we keep that record, and we'll put it with the, with the approval on this bill. And I say I've been there 15 years, and I'd say we have 1 or 2 a year. We even have we had a $5 bill one time that they tried to practice on. I assume they were just testing the market to see if they could convert it. But,
Wow.
and the bank's equipment is so much more sensitive, and they can pick it up on it.
Yep. All right. Motion is second. Further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 814, consider and approve request for 100% abatement of 2025 Liberty County property taxes for PID number 281137. That's Liberty County Solar Project LLC. That's a personal property amount of $613,759.15. And it took forever to get a notification if they met their criteria, from my recollection.
Well, and I have some detail which I won't share with you.
Yeah.
And I have even bigger files on it. But just for the benefit of the court and the public, this goes back to the Liberty County Solar Project.
Right.
381 abatement process that was approved, I think, in 2023 or late 2022. But it basically involved consideration of a 300-foot right-of-way for about 37.81 acres as compensation for granting them this abatement, along with some other things.
Right.
But the details was worked out by probably the only one who wasn't on the court would have been Commissioner Caloric, but everyone else presently on the on the whatever you are, the Commissioner's Court.
Yeah.
Commissioner's Court were part of that, which was a long process. I mean, there was a lot of give and take on it, a lot of thick agreements, and also we work real close with Chuck Kimbrough out of Bickerstaff. Was basically the lead guy on this. But upon getting your letter back December of 24, the company indicated that they had met the requirements and they wanted year one of the abatement to begin in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 3 standards they had to satisfy. They had to show that they had produced $157 million of taxable personal property, which was the solar equipment. Because our abatement was only, we had y'all agreed to a 5-year abatement on the personal property identified as the solar improvements, which was determined by the Central Appraisal District. So they had to satisfy us that they had spent $159 million or whatever on building the solar panels and putting them up. They also had to produce evidence that tests showed that they were producing 100 megawatts. They were producing 100 megawatts of electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they had tests to show that. And the third requirement is they had to show that they had worked so many man hours of construction to build the project.
Is this our first payment?
This is the first one. So they sent that letter the end of December, and the judge forwarded it to me. And within 2 days of looking at it, I checked with the Central Appraisal District trying to figure out how do we decide how much taxable value, because we're talking about December of 24 for something that would be not determined till 2025, probably in the summer. You get your assessment roll,
right.
But then they have the right to protest it. So once you have an ARB hearing, all these things, it could be, some are still going on even now, but the ARB and all these things. So to really determine, did they meet that deal and how much value we're going to have and how much we're going to pay back. So the abatement was 100% of that value the first year, and then dropping 5% a year over the next 5 years.
Right.
So that's something that was agreed upon. Of course, the right-of-way was transferred. That was satisfied. We triggered all that. And then they had to make the payment. And to me, this was like the trigger that set it off to say, because on January 22nd, they made a payment of $1,230,244. So naturally, the abatement only involves the Liberty County personal property payment, which amounted to $613,759.15. That's we got all this other taxable income from ag value to now a new value, because we got the ag rollback, which was money that we weren't getting before, because
and that's for 5-year period.
Yeah, and that's basically 3 to 5 years, depending on. But we calculated how much that ag rollback. It was probably, from what I could see, $44,000. So that's new money. And then we got the $1.2 million, but 600 of that was involved in. So we went from ag to the $1.2 million. But then we have to give back the $613,000.
Yep.
Because that was part of the abatement to get the right of way and to get them in production and to agree to the 381. And basically, the value goes down based on CAD because they get reductions. It goes from 100% to 91%, 82, 73, 64, 55. So that's all you can tax them on because they get special depreciation because it's a solar project. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're looking at. After 5 years, our abatement goes away and we get 100% of it, but the value continues to go down from 46, 37, 28, and it stops at 20 and then 20 forever.
Mm-hmm.
So we won't hit that to year 9 when we'll get 100%, provided that they're still in production, still doing all this stuff. And our payback year, where we actually get back the money that we foregone by doing the abatements, is somewhere in year 10 or 11, plus whatever income we get off of it. Again,
Mm-hmm.
we sell some of the right of way, get money, that offsets, that gets our return quicker. Just anything that comes up that creates more income. And I do have a worksheet. That's something that we can share at a later date. But It kind of gives you projections of what to expect on it. Unfortunately, we're not able to determine that 25 was going to be the year till sometime, probably it was late October, early November before it was actually, yeah, it looks like they are going to trigger the 2025. And then in discussing with Mr. Kimbrough, he read the agreement, reviewed it, and assured me that they have met the requirements because they created the cost. And it wasn't part of the deal. It had to have a taxable value of 179. They just had to have a cost of that. And they cleared that hurdle.
Okay.
And he said, it looks like the tests are independent to show they have the 100 megawatts or whatever it is, that they're capable of producing that. So it is producing electricity out there. Again, this is something that they said is done. I couldn't verify that. And I couldn't verify the number of jobs. So I had sent information saying, I don't know that I can verify. I can verify the value, the contribution, because I've done that, but it's going to be probably May or June before we even know if that's something we can rely on because of the protests and all these things. So we set that out there in December, and then we started working through it. And really, it was not able to really be determined. But what's the trigger date is once they pay, which was January 22nd, they don't want to pay any penalty and interest on $1.2 million. I don't blame them.
I don't either.
But they're also required to send you a letter stating that we have met the requirements, we have made our payment, and we are requesting our refund.
Right.
So today, all I'm presenting to the Commissioners Court, it's really information because you've already approved this disbursement by nature of signing the agreement, saying that you were going to rebate 100% of the personal property value. You committed to that already. The trigger is that he sends a letter saying, and he said he was going to do that. I would expect
I've yet
you
to receive
get
a
that,
letter. Yeah.
but you have not yet received it. So I'm not recommending today that the court even authorize it without receiving that verification letter from the solar farm project. So I thought we had to do it within 30 days of making the payment. So I wanted to get it on the agenda, but actually he has 60 days from payment to request it. And then we have 30 days to pay it.
Well, certain things that trigger it. Matthew, you got anything you want to add to it? It just
No, that was my main question was, have we received that notice?
No.
Because I understand from Mr. Kimbrough late last week that we had not.
Correct.
So we just
agree.
need
to table this until.
Just need to table.
Make a motion to table.
Second.
I don't know, again, I'm not questioning that procedure, but I would think you could still approve it subject to getting that.
We'll just put it back on the agenda.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to present it, and I do have the information.
We don't have proof that they've even met their requirements as far as the amount of electricity they're producing.
Yes, they've produced
We
several
have that.
documents. We got that in 2024.
That
but
they've
they-
met all the requirements
Yes.
that was set out.
Right. They stated it with these tests, with these independent tests. They tested it for 5 days. It was partly cloudy. They produced 98%. All they required for this is 97. But that is all part of your original, when y'all approved the agreement, all of that was detailed in there. I shared the letter that the judge, he sent to me. And again, we have that to share with y'all that you want to look at. And I don't know that we passed that on to this deal, but the original agreement says it. And then the letter that they sent us on December 24th lays out all those things. And that's here for your review. And
Okay.
even we can have that before you make approval on it.
all right. Right now, we're looking at tabling this till we
Yes.
get
But I'll
verification.
definitely have that to you
All right.
before you make that, take that action at the next meeting or whenever.
All right. Got a motion and a second to table. Is there any further discussion?
I've just got a question. There was a lot of information presented here today, lots of numbers and timing and all. So if I understood this right, we found out that the solar farm met the criteria in October. In January,
We independently assumed that it was done before then, but actually, yeah, we didn't really figure that.
so if it was in October, then our budget year was not considered in the process. On January 20th, they sent us money, $1.2 million.
Right.
Now they're requesting $613,000 or $614,000 back. What does this do to our 26 budget? Are we good?
We overestimated revenues, $613,759.15. Every year when I do the budget, when I estimate the revenue for the budget, I take the assessed value, add in the freeze value, and times it by our tax rate. And every year, Mr. Brown gives me a estimate of the TERS, PIDs, tax rebates,
Okay.
whatever you want to call them. And this year I have received an estimate of $368,000. I reduced that from our tax revenue. But in actuality, the number should have been, I should have reduced our tax revenue by approximately $1.1 million. So.
Right. And then looking back, even though we didn't, it looked like it couldn't happen. I should have been proactive in actually throwing that 613 because it took us so long. You know, really it looked like we weren't going to trigger it till next year. You know, because I didn't, in my opinion, they had not met the requirements, or I couldn't verify that. And it was kind of like put on me to verify that. They had tests, they had, you know, all kind of data. And I stated I could do the value, but I couldn't really attest to the court that they had satisfied those other two requirements. Throughout the year, getting back more and more stuff and reading the actual agreement with the attorney, it says they had produced evidence that was suffice, but that was drug on throughout, even past the deal. But looking back, I should have been proactive in saying it's a possibility that we could have this other 600,000, like I do on the TERSs. I pretty well project what we think we're going to do next year, because we don't want to come up, make a demand for something and it wasn't in the budget. So I recognize that, and it's something definitely I need to be more proactive on in the future.
Well,
so we're going to have a
suspense file somewhere that would.
No, I got it.
Laying there, yeah.
I understand that. So we're going to have a fund balance deficit of equal to this amount.
I can't guarantee one way or another how this is going to work out, but the only thing I can tell you with 100% certainty is that 100% collection rate overestimated our tax revenue in this budget by $613,000.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the other thing is, the only other question, Rick, what can we do so we don't get into this situation?
I think he answered it by being real conservative. His estimates in the future.
Okay.
To give me a number.
But
when you do the budget, you know, my
No.
philosophy, the judge's philosophy is be conservative. Be conservative with your revenues. Be conservative.
Well, and what's encouraging is year-to-date collections. We're already at 78% collections, which is 5.5. We're 5.5 million ahead of last year at this time. But again, we're in the process of posting several $1 million of checks that have come in. We're not done. You know, we'll probably come out of this collection season, I project somewhere in the 85 to 88% in February, which is, you know, and you know, with our revenue going up because our rate went up, values went up, you know, we're looking at, but you took that into account when you projected. Basically, in simple terms, he projected $1.2 million, but we get to keep that for 30 days. 613,000 has to go back. And I've already laid out the next 5 years based on values using 48 cents of what that number's going to be. So I'll definitely calculate that. And I feel like any future 381s, TERS, it needs to have that same analysis. And I think from day one, when the Commissioners Court approved that, it should be adjusted at that point as almost an automatic, because we have now 3 TERS, 2 381s, and the list is growing.
Okay.
And I'm saying we try to be as proactive on the TERS. We've got that down to where we send that. Quite honestly, this one was not projected, and it would be better to over project than to under project. And I'm sorry that
well
didn't.
We're going to make it right.
Yeah.
So, but right now we have Motion is second to table this until we get our
Okay.
verification.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Okay, any further discussion? Call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Item number 815 from Mr. C. But Stephanie's here. Hey, consider and approve the extension of contract for additional road materials. Invitation to bid number 2405 through March 25th, 2027 with Cleveland Asphalt Products Incorporated, exercising the second of 3 renewal options and, if applicable, execute the addendum. Pretty self-explanatory. Where y'all gonna get your asphalt from?
Make
guys?
a motion to approve.
Yeah, okay. Motion from Bruce. Second from Greg. Further discussion? There ain't none, call for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 816 from purchasing, consider and approve the extension of contract for disaster debris removal services. Invitation bid was number 2501 through April 25th, 2027 with DRC Emergency Services LLC, the primary awarded vendor, exercising the first of 3 renewal options and, if applicable, executed in number 2. Pretty self-explanatory. Is anybody from DRB here with us today? DRC, I mean.
We
Yep.
haven't used their services since we started the contract. So
Okay.
it's continuing on.
Matthew, you got a problem with this?
No, sir.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion from Bruce, second from David. And whether we like it or not, the season's coming.
Yep.
Is it in June or July, or they move that sucker up to May? You know,
I honestly don't recall.
I don't either. All I know is the weather guys just get more and more dramatic. And anyway, all right, motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 817 from Mr. C. or Purchasing. Consider and approve the extension of contract for disaster debris removal services. Invitation bid number 2501 through April 25th, 2027 with DRC Crowder Gulf LLC, alternate secondary awarded vendor, exercising the first of 3 renewal options, and, if applicable, execute addendum number 1. Pretty much same thing, Matthew. Just
Yes, sir.
let's go ahead and keep them.
Just an alt.
I just,
DRC needs to be scratched out of
Yeah, I was wondering that. Yeah.
it's a Crowder.
Crowder Gulf only. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
there
Okay.
are ultimate awards.
okay, one thing, again, we've had a contract presented to us with no commercial terms. And I'm just, I was going to talk about that in the first one. I just struggle approving something without knowing what those terms are. And the other part of that question is, do these meet FEMA and TDM guidelines and what they're willing to pay in the event we have a declared emergency?
Yes.
Okay.
I worked closely with these vendors as well as the purchasing department when we did these contracts originally. And all of that information is laid out very specifically. They've
Okay.
got to be, all of the terms have to be very specific to meet FEMA
Okay.
guidelines.
All right. And these folks won't be utilized unless there's a declared emergency, in which case that meets the federal guidelines
Correct.
for that. And
That's
we can expect compensation from, the federal government or the state,
Correct.
who's ever managing that part. Okay. We wouldn't use that if in a non-federal or state emergency. We would just do it ourselves. Is that correct?
Right.
All right.
Correct. And we have not used this contract since it's been active, but this is a situation where, knock on wood, everyone. But it's
Yeah.
better
Okay.
to have than not
No,
have.
yeah. Yeah. You have someone to call.
Got a motion from Bruce. Second from David to approve. Any further discussion? Everybody good?
Gerald, those contracts that they approved like a year or so ago are in the minutes if you want to
Yeah.
see them, look at them.
Okay.
I can start sending them to you. Gerald separately if you'd like, if you weren't on the.
No, I'm
and
just,
they were-
I have a base case problem approving a contract that I don't know what the value of.
All right, got a motion and a second though. Call for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Okay, likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 818 from purchasing. Consider and approve the following purchases for additional equipment and installation for the previously purchased 13 law enforcement vehicles. Those were for the constables departments, if I remember correctly, utilizing ARPA funds. I'll say that again. Utilizing ARPA funds as obligated by the Memorandum of Understanding for vehicles designated for public safety. There's a quote number 014490 for 13 rugged adapters and vehicle docking stations in the amount of $42,277.29 from Bright, utilizing Texas Direct Contract number CPO 5096. So with all that being said, we're just going to add some more equipment to these vehicles.
Yes, it's
That's-
their MDTs and the cradle for their, to hold their MDTs while they're in their vehicle. MDT is like a laptop, a very heavy duty laptop for law enforcement.
Mad Dog and John, I see all over there. How your cars working out?
Oh, you know, Judge, they doing all right. Happy to have them.
I love no complaints, Bruce. What do you think? Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
There you go. Motion from Bruce. Second from David. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 819, from over in purchasing, consider and approve the following purchases for additional equipment and installation for the previously purchased 13 law enforcement vehicles utilizing ARPA funds. I'll say it again, ARPA funds is obligated by the Memorandum of Understanding for the vehicles designated for public safety. We got a quote number S0999 for installation of 13 vehicle docking stations, the amount of $2,535 from Profit Outfitters. So these guys are going to put these docking stations in your vehicles, correct? Yes, sir.
Is this just the docking stations or is this new MDTs as well?
It's the docking station and the new MDT, only for the new vehicle.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from David, second from Greg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Don't sit down yet. Stephanie got one more. Consider and approve number 820, payment of invoice number 2018 from DRG Architects LLC in the amount of $134,000 for architectural engineering services for the development of the new county jail, RFQ number 2512. This is the second payment towards the contracted amount of $8,960,000 for basic services, leaving us with $8,714,000 to be paid toward architectural service, correct?
That's correct.
Mighty fine. What say the court?
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion from Bruce,
I'll say it.
second from Gerald. Further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 821 from Commissioner Clark. Consider and approve interlocal agreement between Liberty County and Liberty County Water Control Improvement District Number 1. So y'all gonna get out there and hug and hold hands in Eastgate.
Actually,
Finally.
Leonard Virrell is in the hospital.
Okay, I'm
Has
sorry to
been
hear
there
that.
For a while, may be there for a little while longer.
Well, we'll
No, this
offer-
is just an interlocal that the expiration date is up, and the only thing changed was the date. And
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. And we will offer up prayers for
prayers for
Leonard to get well and get out. Okay. Item number 822 on the agenda is from Constable Harkness up in, by way of Commissioner Whitmire. Hallelujah. Consider and approve receipt of donation from Montgomery County Crime Stoppers, a total amount of $7,934.29 for an American aluminum EZ K9 platform for a 2021 through 2025 Chevy Tahoe and a K9 hot and pop pro vehicle temperature safety sensor for use by the Precinct 6 Constable's Office. This puppy dog is going to be comfortable.
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. All right.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion from Bruce,
Second.
second from David. And Matthew, I'll ask you a question. We have any problems accepting this donation from Montgomery County?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, so we got a motion and a second. Call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Let's make these puppy dogs happy and comfortable. They have a tough job ahead.
Yep.
Item number 823 from Commissioner Whitmire, consider and approve service agreement with Frontier Waste Solutions for Road and Bridge Precinct 3 Cleveland office, $110 a month.
Shouldn't that come out of the general fund and just add it to the account? I don't know how this got.
All utilities get paid out of general fund.
Yeah.
Road and bridge funds can only be used for labor, build roads, construction to build roads, and materials to build roads.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce.
Second.
Second.
Would it make more sense to just add
Add
it
it
to the
to them
existing?
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know how it got like.
Yeah, I think it'll eventually be added.
It'll just be after our utilities.
Right.
Y'all reclassified trash services utility, y'all think last quarter, so.
But not out of my budget.
No, that is like.
You gonna gripe about $110? Come on, David. Come on. Okay. Got a motion from Bruce, waiting on a second.
Second.
I'm sure you would say so, David. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 824 from Mr. Poston. Consider and approve a mutual aid agreement between Liberty County Sheriff's Office and various other Texas counties, including Collin and Tarrant counties. We're adding two more to it?
It is. It's actually a lot more counties than
Yeah.
just Collin and Tarrant.
Right.
But there's no cost associated with this. It's for to just help or request help between the different departments in their operations. So, and it's temporary too. Yeah.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Bruce. Second from David to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Items number 25 and 26 will be discussed in executive session, so I'll request that we move past these and move on down to item number 27 from Mr. C over to purchasing. Consider and approve the purchase of a cargo van. Boy, Lee, you're going to be happy to see this one, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
If we have it, do we have it?
Well, we have several quotes. The one that comes back, we weren't sure how much the cost would be or what contract it would come back through. So that's why we put it on kind of vague like this. I'll have to check with Heather to see if she's got that today, but as soon as we get it, if this is approved, we can issue a PO.
And what funds are these coming out of?
Mine. Capital outlay.
Gotta ask.
No,
It's
I had the
election
question
fund
too,
capital.
Bruce. No, it's a fair question.
Yeah.
Our elections budget, I think.
Yeah, it's
Right.
in the election budget under capital outlay in the bottom. That's where the
Okay.
money is. So
Make a motion to approve.
And the motion's not to exceed 55,000, correct? Got a motion from Bruce. David, was that you?
Yeah, I think.
Greg.
Greg?
Greg, Greg.
It don't
Okay.
matter.
I'm gonna get Greg this time. Thank you. All right, got any further discussion? Hearing none.
I
I'm sorry.
think we got delayed a little because we requested a towing package, but we should hopefully get the truck and everything done this week. I'm hoping.
I bet we can get a
Especially
trailer
since we
hitch.
got to start delivering. So
Okay.
anyway, yeah.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Okay. Item number 2828 from Commissioner Karbowski, consider and approve Precinct 2 Constable John Tucker to hire Cadet Lane Crouch at cadet pay until successful completion of TCO exam and move to full-time deputy pay immediately following to fulfill the vacancy at Precinct 2 School Resource Officer position. John, you have anything you want to add to it?
No, sir, just.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate you.
Just trying to be innovative, bring new ideas. I could headhunt and probably take one of Billy's people or one of Constable Davison's people, but then I still got to buy $2,000 worth of uniforms, and they got to hire somebody to put $2,000 worth of uniforms on. Just trying to bring new ideas to the county and new blood.
Billy, hasn't the sheriff's department been doing this? Yes, so this is nothing uncommon.
Okay.
Move that we approve.
All right. Motion from Greg,
Second.
second from David. Any further discussion? Matthew, no complaints?
No objections.
Mighty fine. Call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. All right. Before we all jump up out here, executive session is forthcoming. The 551.071 advice of counsel, 551.076 on another one of those items. So at this time, I would request a motion and a second to move into executive session and a vote.
Executive session.
Motion from Greg,
Second.
second from Bruce. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Okay. It is now 10:27. We are in executive session. It's now 11:17. We're back in regular session, Liberty County Commissioners Court. Today is the 10th of February. We're not far away from Valentine's Day. So, gentlemen, may I remind you that you better act accordingly.
And the judge won't be back till Tuesday.
That's right.
Monday's a holiday.
Monday's a holiday and the judge won't be back till Tuesday. So if you don't,
And it's Friday the 13th.
as George Strait baby says, baby your baby, right? Okay. All right. Item number 25 and number 26 were the executive session items. Item number 25 was held under Local Government Code 551.071, consultation with attorney. Item number 26 was 551.076. It was advice of counsel exemption deliberation regarding security devices. That being said, item number 25 is consider and approve order directing the county attorney's office to send a letter ordering a resident to cease and desist efforts to claim as a private road the county maintained portion of County Road 1330 to the east of County Road 1331. What say the court?
Make a motion to direct the county attorney to send a letter ordering the resident to cease and desist efforts to claim as a private road.
Second.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. With these directions for county attorney to take care of sending a letter. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Item number 26 is consider and approve change order to the contract with Synaptic Incorporated for the retrofit lock and intercom installation, increasing the amount of labor and parts for the wiring installation of various doors, intercoms, and additional lock cover plates, increasing the cost by $68,040. Okay.
Motion to approve.
Got a
I'll
motion
second.
from David,
I'll second.
second from Gerald. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye. All right, the motion does carry as well. Thank you, gentlemen. And now, need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion from Bruce. Second from David. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor? And Lee, it's 11:21.